in our rollout package, man, and I'm just going to kind of go through what we do in our rollout game. To be honest with you, we got no secrets at Shattered State. This is a page right out of our playbook, and you can see that in our rollout package, we call it from the play side. Everything that we do is a roll right or roll left. And then for us, the number 1 and number 2 to the play side down here, they're going to run the combo that is called. And these are our combos. And I don't know if we'll get through all of them, but these are our combos that we do run. And as far as throwing to the play side, and then we do some backside stuff that we'll get to, because I think it's vital to have some good backside stuff if you're going to be a roll team. Backside, simple rules. First man across, he's running the drag at 6 to 8. So he's across at 6 to 8, and this is the one that we're talking about, making sure you get into the quarterback's eyes. You have to get there into the quarterback's eyes. The second route, he's got the backside high route, and it's been a long time since we've thrown that, but every once in a while we get to hit that. Normally it comes from the press box that we want to do that and push them back a little bit, and it can be fairly effective if you use it. Number 3, if we lined up 3 by 1, man, so if we put our H into trips, number 2 is going to stay, or number 3 is going to stay and block, and then we'll go ahead and draw a little bit. He's going to stay and block, and then we'll get our combo route right down in here. So now the combo is number 1 and number 2 running the combo. 3 is going to protect the edge. And when we do that, when we want number 3 to protect the edge, we simply we simply don't call flood, and that's what our flood is right there. If we're going to flood, that means he's going to get out in the route, and we're going to flood his zone. And we'll talk a little bit about that. I think I have a couple examples of that in there. But whoever 1 and 2 are, they're running the combo route. 3 becomes a protector until he hears flood. And he's just sealing the edge with the tailback. And without the H there, now he becomes number 1 to the backside, or he becomes the only backside route. He's going to replace, and he's going to run that drag across. So that is kind of what we do. Reach for the quarterbacks, we always work the play side combo first, then the backside routes, and then we like to run the football if we have to. This is, and I kind of wrote all over it, but this is Smash for us, and I'm sure you all run some version of Smash. This is the way we do it, and had pretty good success with it. But we're running that 6-yard pivot and slowly working out. We don't want to just turn and run to get out. We're working the 6-yard pivot, and to be honest with you, we like that outside the hash. We like to put that outside the hash and have him run that pivot there, and now really squeeze that if we get some type of 2 shell, we really want to squeeze that and do that. The other thing that the Q's have been taught, unless down and distance predicates, man, we're going to throw that pivot if it's open. Now, I don't give a crap what's happening back here, right? If this pivot's there, we're going to throw it. And I don't know if you all heard 1 in the hand's worth 2 in the bush. And so we're talking to our Q's all the time about that. 1 in the hand's worth 2 in the bush. If you give us the pivot, we're going to take it. And the only time that we will go away from that is down and distance. If down and distance predicates, now we're going to go ahead and work downfield and try to make something happen. But hopefully we're calling a little better combo on 3rd and 10 than smash. So that's there. We got the corner coming above, coming over top of it to try to really stretch that. And then spacing's everything. You guys know that. I'm talking to guys who know this, but spacing is everything. You've got to have decent spacing. And we really struggled with this throw on the run a little bit until we actually sent landmarks. And what we tell our kids now is we're running to the front pylon if we're outside of the 40. So if we're outside of the 40, we're running to the front pylon. If we're inside of the plus 40, now we're running at the back pylon. And that kind of gives them a landmark. And what we always tell our kids is we want to stay as high as we can on this route. We want to stay as high as we can, and then let the quarterback throw us down. If the quarterback needs to flatten us out, then he'll go ahead and do that. Just really keep in mind the spacing right there. And then, of course, we got the backside drag. But a little bit about the holy triangle. We talked about the holy triangle. If you look at it, this is our triangle. And that's what we're talking about. And we're talking about having some form of that triangle in every route that we run. And as far as the roll stuff. If you roll, you got a high, a low, and you got something coming from the backside. That's pretty standard. I think most people do that. But we talk to our kids about reading the holy triangle. And we don't designate a number 1. For us, you got 1, 1, and then that's your backside 2. So we're just working this combo, reading the corner if we're getting some kind of 2. If not, we see that flat player working out, we'll take that. But this is the holy triangle that we're talking about, and you'll see on most of these routes that I have drawn up, we have that, and we try to work that, and then we believe in it. And our kids believe in it, and that you guys know that that's 9/10 of it right there, getting our kids to believe in it. But that is smash. That is how we do it, and simply that's what we call it. We call it smash. It's simple, easy. As far as protection, we're all turned back. Everybody's turning back. And then if we are 2 back, because we do play some 2 back, we block that a little different. And for us, we consider them gaps. This gap being C, this gap being D. Our first protector that gets there, he is going to D. And then our second protector is going to C. And that sounds a little backwards with it, but if we don't do it that way, men, what ends up happening is if we cut down C first, right, now D, it could be a backer coming, somebody like that. If we cut this down first, the only thing we can do with this guy is run him. That's the only thing that we can do. And so now our quarterback's got to pull up. We don't have a great passing lane. It makes things complicated. We found that if we do cut, and for us we get a cut, you could stay up, but if the first guy there takes care of D first, now whoever's coming in C is going to have traffic to begin with. Now we do not do that in 1 back. That's anytime we've got 2 is what we're saying. A 2 back formation, something like that. Now we're DC. If we are 1 back men, we're C first, and we're going to hope that we can get the ball out before D gets there. But 2 back, we're going to cut D first. Now if we create a collision right here, create a pile, C's got to either dip underneath it, and we should be out and by him, or he's got to run through it, or flatten out and come around, and then he's a non-factor. So that's why we cut D first, or collision D first, if we get the opportunity out of 2 back. Out of 1 back, we're just taking care of the first that shows, and that quarterback better set his feet and get the ball out and take one on the chin. So that's smash. Oh, I got to get out of that.